And today we see most kayaks are involved. From the building of a tomb to the gathering from a room, you hear the sweet sound of the drums and the songs that go on. Anancio, Anancio, Sari Baba, Anancio, Sari Baba, Anancio, Sari Baba, Anancio, Anancio, Sari Baba, Anancio, Sari Baba, Anancio, Sari Baba. Yes, they came from far as captives, Africans. The total and the struggle hard to pass the culture on, and it fell within the grasp of noble hands. Sugar Adams and Hensky, Puffalo and Prince Lawrence, see them again, Free and Lucian, these names have to live on. Anancio, Anancio, Sari Baba, Anancio, Sari Baba, Anancio, Sari Baba, Anancio, Anancio, Sari Baba, Anancio, Sari Baba, Anancio, Sari Baba. It is a thrill to see the skills of the dancers as they perform when they dance to the beat of chromanti songs. And the move that they portray spark an undivided interest all the way. With new dancers like Jella, LV and Patricia, as soon as they enter in the ring, the whole crowd just start to sing and take a joy. Aye, Taule, Taule. Aye, and take a joy. Aye, Taule, Taule.
A pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And how are we doing this afternoon? I hope everybody is doing fine right now, ladies and gentlemen. It is a wonderful day in Grenada, Carriacou, and PD Martinique in terms of its sunlight. I know it's been a while since you guys haven't seen me, right? But I was there. I have been there. Right there. How are we doing this afternoon? I play this one for Carriacou and PD Martinique.
How we fight so hard to save those tragedies.
They have kept the culture alive throughout all these years, throughout the length and breadth of our tri-island state. And at this stage, whatever position they are at, we know if we give a big drum right now, despite all that is happening, kayaks right now. I know not many of you can hear me, but from the depth of my heart, to the people in Carriacou and PD Martinique, we love you. Ride the waves and brave the storm. Yes, they came from far as captives, Africans. We meet old school people that's on the live, boy. I want to give you a little memory trip, right? Who know those music? To the persons on my Facebook page, good evening. Norma Roberts, Yolanda, good evening. Miss Donna London, Sunny Isles, you're just jumping in, right? Good evening. Alban Harris, Claire Joseph, Patsy Frank and Clive Raymond, Kathleen Lendor, Hilary Joseph, Gemma Warwood, Anna Lewis, Michelle Alexander, Dolores Redhead, and Janice Mitchell. Rita Williams,
Dance to the beat.
good evening.
Different
Yeah, I'm a little bit in high spirit, huh?
move that they touch.
Don't mind this.
An undivided interest all the way. With new dancers like Jella.
I know not many persons in karaoke who can hear me right now,
During the
but if you could,
crowd just like
put a little volume.
and take control. Aye, Taule, Taule. Aye, and take control. Aye, Taule, Taule. Aye, and take control. Aye, Taule, Taule. Aye, and take control. Aye, Taule, Taule.
Reviving that hope. Someday in karaoke again, there will be beating drums, dancing around to the merriness, the goodness, and the glory of God. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good evening again to everybody that is on the live this afternoon. As I said, I know many of you guys have not heard me in the past few days. I really was in a very, very, very safe place. I can tell you guys that. Absolutely nothing would have happened by me. But however, let me extend to the persons of St. Mark's, St. Patrick's, and parts of St. Andrew's, that whatever would have happened through the catastrophe of this weather, God is still in control. We still give you the opportunity to have faith in Him. Continue to pray. Continue to ask Him for your guidance. He will continue to bless you, and He would continue to bless us here in the mainland. To the persons out there in Carriacou and PT Martinique, I believe at this stage, ladies and gentlemen, if you're human, you don't know how to approach anybody in in Carriacou nor PT Martinique right now. But I think for the past week or so, there have been some significant upliftment. I think through prayers and through aids and all the other things, they have kept persons in Carriacou and PT Martinique alive. To the family and friends who would have lost loved ones during this weather, we say condolences coming from the class in session program. And I think all the students, and I speak on the behalf of them, that are part of this evening's program, I am certain that they too would want to express this, but I guess many of them can do this through me. All right, so good afternoon to the persons of Carriacou and PD Martinique. Good afternoon to the persons here in Grenada, and we pray, God, that everybody at this stage will find that hope, that strength, that ability to move forward. All right, we know it's going to take a task. It is an uphill climb, and we know the requirements. We who might be more than 20 years old might have had the understanding as it relates to what devastation really can do to one person, right, or a family or friend or neighbor. So we continue to ask for persons to continue praying. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to, every day we normally recognize somebody within the new National Party, but today I want to take the opportunity to say a heartfelt, and I want you to go on the like button, on the love button, whatever button that your fingers can get onto right now, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to go onto it and start giving our parliamentary representatives within the new National Party a lot of likes, a lot of love, a lot of things on the screen right now. Ladies and gentlemen, these persons, I can say to you, have set aside any form of political interference, and they have really been doing the works for the Grenadian people within the constituency who elected them. And I can say this openly. The many persons who have been elected within the new National Party, our 5 parliamentary representatives, Dr. Clarice Modest Cowan, Mrs. Emmeline Pear, Mrs. Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters, Peter David, Honorable Peter David, Mr. Peter David, and also the political leader and the past Prime Minister, Dr. the Right Honorable Kit Mitchell. These persons have really given the assurance of our Grenadian people within our constituency. I believe Dr. Mitchell and Dr. Mitchell and Brother Peter David, are two of the persons who have very minimal damages within the constituency. I think one of the persons who might have one of the heaviest set of damages within the area could be Dr. Modest, and I can say to you, we are working together. And when I say we, I am talking here from the horse's mouth. Dr. Modest is doing so much that she could do. So much that she could do that sometimes I'm trying to get her on her phone and I can't get her. The 2 days that she was down in terms of internet services and power outage, she was in a frenzy. She had her very own issues at home in terms of the water. And however, the next day when we made communications, by the time I got to St. Mark's and I said, Dr. Modest, where are you? I am here to just check up as to, what is going on. This lady said to me, she's in resource. And I'm like, Doc, come on, everybody is asking me for you. So many persons are making communications to get to you. And she says she knows. But I am saying to you, when I got to St. Mark's, Dr. Modest was already on the northern side of St. Mark's within the resource Duking area. So I can say to you, ladies and gentlemen, our 5 parliamentary representatives have set aside so many things. And we're not going to play petty politics like every other body. And I say every other body because a lot of them have been trying to score political points through this. And we as a political organization decide this is not the time for that. Right? And so many, and even yesterday, as recent as yesterday, Dr. Modest, I said, we had a conversation and Dr. Modest said, I need you to come to St. Mark's. And I said, Doc, why? And she said to me, listen to me, I'm going to shout hampers tomorrow for the persons within the areas who have been affected. And in the back of my mind, I was disappointed to the sense that I can't be there because it was my daughter's graduation. And let me extend congratulations to my daughter on her proud moment in being a graduate of our class of 2024 at the Monjalo RC School. But however, when I didn't call back, while at the graduation, I was receiving pictures. And Doc was like, listen to me, this is what is going on right now. And a team of persons, and let me commend the persons out there in St. Mark's that take their time off to go ahead with Dr. Modest, get those packages and those hampers together and be able to distribute it to the persons within the St. Mark's area who at the time, who is immediately in need of. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, the fact of the matter is they were asking very early, very early within the emblem of things. They were wanting, where Dr. Mitchell, where Dr. this, where is this person? But let me say to you, when those things happen, assessment is important. You understand me? You see the young. So the intentions at the time is to immediately go and make that impression. But let me say to you, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes when those things happen, you need to set aside sometimes, even for yourself as an individual. Because if you have to lead, you as a person need to have self-control. You can't be trying to help others and you need help yourself. Take into consideration that even after Hurricane Ivan, when persons were damaged and destroyed, remember as a political leader and prime minister at the time, Dr. Mitchell's name was the most immediate name to call because Ivan would have left. So we can't say Ivan have to fix it back. It was Dr. Mitchell. And the time, well, what they cost about and they say, well, he was on boat or on ship, is the time most leaders, it is needed to take that way you call retrospecting. We don't lead by running out in the dark. You understand me? The captain does not leave the ship until everybody does, right? And at that time, he must make an assessment as to who is in need of or who's not in need of. Right? So we took our time. We made our assessments. Right? persons were communicated with. Most of the constituencies was asked to make the assessment, and then the assessment was made. They got back to the political leader, and then, ladies and gentlemen, as a proper leader will do, and ensuring that he would do it, he did just what has to be done. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you did not get a chance to hear it, listen to it this evening.
Brothers and sisters of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, today we face a challenging chapter in our history, as Hurricane Beryl has left a path of destruction and heartache across our beloved islands. To the families who have lost loved ones, I extend my deepest condolences. To those who have lost their homes, their livelihoods, and cherished possessions, please know that you are not alone in this time of need. In the face of such devastation, we must come together as one united people. Our strength lies in our unity and resilience, as we demonstrated during the period of Ivan's destruction of our country. Let us support each other, lend a helping hand, and rebuild our country with the determination and the spirit that defines us all. Thank you all, and I wish everyone God's blessing in this crucial time as we work together.
Ladies and gentlemen, the address from the political leader and past Prime Minister of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, the most experienced political leader throughout the length and breadth of the Caribbean, who is an exemplary individual when it comes to resilience and building back better. And the record is there to show. You understand me? So, ladies and gentlemen, I know we sat back, and I make sure that in the area that I am, or that I was, the internet service there was good until the start of the hurricane itself, and I took in a lot of the press briefing and so on and so forth. Ladies and gentlemen, and let me first address the issue of the Prime Minister's absence on the Saturday when the weather was predicted. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I believe at this time I have exhausted the notion as it relates to what morally is correct and what is immorally incorrect. Now, at the stage that we were at, in terms of information, the information disseminated throughout the length and breadth of the Caribbean and other areas, since Friday, persons had information that, hey, the Caribbean or the Windward Islands would have probably hit with some form of inclement weather. Whatever invitation the Prime Minister would have had prior, I believe, ladies and gentlemen, what was morally correct, and which I believe by now, even Sister Mia Motley would have understood if the Prime Minister had picked his phone up and say, due to the inclement weather prediction, I would therefore stand down on the invitation that was extended. That is what is morally correct. This is what is morally correct, ladies and gentlemen. This is not about, oh, the Prime Minister has his own life and he gets an invitation and if he has to go, he has to go. There are things that are morally correct, and I keep saying that. There is nothing in black and white that says he has to stay. Right? There is nothing that says he has to stay. But at the same time, as I said, there are things that are morally correct. Because I am certain that at this stage, knowing how fast he does travel, I am certain there's an invitation somewhere for him to leave Grenada at this stage. But because of the devastation, I believe he might be declining based on what is morally correct. Because if, as a leader, and a prediction of an inclement weather is predicted, if an invitation is extended to a neighboring island, and that could have been anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, take into consideration, yes, this is Barbados. What if it was somewhere else? And that by the time the Prime Minister might have thought about getting back to Ireland, he would not have been able to land on island for whatever circumstances, because you never know. Those weathers and the people will tell you, you could change like the weather. So I believe that sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, when you hear people speak on certain things, you ask yourself, do we understand what is morals? Do we understand what, as he's saying in the comment, it is not written in stone, but sometimes you as an individual need to make a decision on the basis of your position. Most persons do it. Many persons, when a police officer stop you here, officer, use your discretion. The discretion is anything, you know. An officer discretion, he could give you the ticket, or he could arrest you, he could give you a warning, or he could just forget it altogether. Any one of the decisions made, it is his discretion. So too, this is moral. This is morals. Whatever you do at the time, him saying no, it is morally correct. Though going for him, or in his opinion, is also morally correct. You understand me? But sometimes you stand on a notion, or you stand on a notion sometimes as to the position that you are in. And I really wanted to address this because I find many persons did not understand that. Yes, it's two-step there, and this could have happened. And ladies and gentlemen, this two-step there, anything could have happened. The Prime Minister, all the press briefing that we got might not have happened if there was something that would have arisen that would have caused him not to be back on island, which would have made it even worse. So let me extend to the Honorable Prime Minister, know that you understand this, and you understand how fast these things happen. You get an invitation in the wake of an information of inclemency of weather. Papa, stay here. Stay in Grenada. Stay here. It is what I consider to be morally correct. Right? And sometimes we need to stand on the notion of morality. Now, let me say this. And again, I don't know how many of you all have been doing more listening than talking. Because at the end of the day, if you start to talk, the other side defends. So do more listening than talking. Realize that even with the dissemination of information during the inclemency of that weather, realize how shady the information of shelters was coming in. You understand the information and the inability to disseminate the information as it relates to shelter. I noticed that even Mrs. Pear was one of the persons on Facebook posting and asking, where are the information about the shelters? And we're talking about maybe just about 8, 9 the night prior to the hurricane. Myself and Dr. Morris was in conversation back and forth and asking around as it relates to shelters. Now, when I heard thereafter that many of the shelters and the names and the places given were unprepared, I wasn't surprised. I was not surprised. Because at the end of the day, sometimes, and again, it comes back to the Prime Minister's absence. It comes back to the Prime Minister's absence. Because if you here to pass the information or pass those information or cause those information to be passed through you, because remember, this is a ministerial position that falls directly under you. A lot of the shelters, even on the Sister Isle, was unprepared. So don't just, as I said, listening, as I told somebody recently, if you had listened to the press conferences, I listened to them with a smile on my face. And I was watching the comment section, and you know, sometimes you're listening to something or someone, but your mind is so made up that you're ignorant to what you're listening to, because all you are is fascinated as it relates to the speaker. So you like boy, is he so much so come on at night, you jumping up, you don't even know if you make a mistake. And the more I listened to the Prime Minister on the nights of those press briefing, I smiled. Because I said to myself, this is a man that does not understand what is about to happen, because he's ignorant to that fact. Secondly, he is trying to still manipulate people through words and sounding all nice and fancy and trying to make everything sound really eloquent. The day of the storm, he did it. The day thereafter, when everything didn't settle as yet. When last you hear him? When last have you heard him? That is the question you should ask yourself. You see, at the time, when sitting behind the chair, the boss normally believes that the workers' duty are easy because I'm paying them. I'm paying them, so it is easy for me as the boss to sit down in the backyard and sound real nice. So you heard persons in the comment section during the night of those press briefing, man, die the Prime Minister for Grenada, man. Oh, that young man so powerful. God put him there. But now the dust settled and the aids and all things that are coming, you start to hear all kind of things. Because why? The dust has settled. Now this is where you prove yourself. Not when all the wind blowing outside or when it's done and you hear you make a nice assessment because there are persons in position to give you that assessment. No, man. That walk through and, oh, well, you hear Carriacou is 98% damage. The proof comes in the pudding. No. No. This is the time where manners make it man. This is the time, now that you're hearing those clarion call from the people that are in need. Because now that you stop run-rated schooling, because, well, now that you take out run-rated in school, because all of a sudden, I know he was studying online. So I don't know if you write for permission for him, because I know it's you that sent him and study. So I don't know if you write for permission for him now to stop studying to come and do this. See, all along, all you feel people is dotish about his studying. All along, all you thought people is dotish. He studied online. The online education is not in Grenada. So the school don't mash down. His school don't mash down because he's doing it online. But he now have a post or a role as it relates to disaster. What? The disaster something. I'm trying to get the proper thing since the other day. the role given to him. A failed minister of government, failed parliamentary representative is responsible within the whole process of our bill back. So he may be write some permission to the principal of the online school to say Ron Redred would not be able to attend school because of whatever and whatever. All you feel people is stupid. We have heard so many conversations coming from Carriacou thus far. Thus far, let me say salute to our dear brother up there. Our dear brother who's in charge of NADMA. I pray God that now that your name has settled or the organization in which you put you in charge of, Brother Mackenzie, I hope you keep that good name. Because you see, despite whatever happens, ladies and gentlemen, there are going to be people that are going to prove that they're just greedy. There are people that are going to be biased. Because you know how the political fever is within Grenada. So we expect one or two of them to play the fool. But I'm saying that if they're caught playing the fool, please deal with it accordingly. And I can't share that sentiment no more louder. Let who have to get, let them get. Right? We don't want to, at the end of the day, start to beat all you up just yet. But then we can't wait because we have information as it relates to the housing scheme in Carriacou. We're still awaiting what and who has to pass that decision in terms of the houses and what is considered still the distribution of houses in Carriacou. Now, whatever is happening in Carriacou right now, let's be honest. You believe that there are going to be a kayak that would either come to Grenada, go to any financial institution to try to, at this stage, pay some bank or some financial institution to purchase a house? Because I heard this statement made, but well, sometimes I don't know, Papa. Let me hear what she, I'll listen to what she said.
The process of purchase before living in, and as soon as persons who apply are able to secure the loans in the bank or the credit union, they will get the conveyances done and they will get a key. Money hand over to the housing authority, and these persons will get a key. So the houses are available, and we are waiting on persons who apply. The process of purchase before living in, and as soon as persons who apply are able to secure the loans in the bank or the credit union, they will get the conveyances done and they will get a key. Money hand over to the housing authority, and these persons will get a key. So,
ladies and gentlemen, I mean, it baffles me. This is baffling me because let's be honest. In your devastating position as a kayak, you think in the back of your mind now is to attempt to go and get a house from the housing authority. No, the persons, just as how you have security there now, as is alleged, that there is securities there, no. You're saying to me that even if you get persons to be at that area, which is the housing scheme, that you cannot ensure that there are proper scrutiny done in order to keep up the levels at in those places? Now you're saying to me that there are not families that can be picked out or pinpointed and can be given the opportunity to go to those housing schemes? Now, I would really like to know what is hindering this process. Because even if a Grenadian, 3, 4, 5 Grenadians, or there are persons in the diaspora who are in the process or who have already say, well, this is the house I'm going to get. You believe at this stage of Carriacou and PT Martinique that they are going to leave their comfort zone to come and live in Carriacou right now? You believe somebody going to leave Grenada? Watch out, I have a house in the housing scheme in Carriacou, you know. I will leave Grenada now and go and live in Carriacou. Now you're saying to me that government is not in a position to, again, do the moral thing, that if there are persons who have already purchased or in the process thereof, maybe reach out to them and say, listen to me, this is the position, that is the position, and this is what government's decision will be in going forward? You saying to me at this stage there is no process, so this doesn't belong to government? Because it leaves so many questions to be asked. Because all that is being asked to do is that those persons be housed. It is to our understanding that some of the shelters are overcrowded. No, so what you want to maybe deal with an outbreak or whatever, because let me say this to you. Many times after natural disasters, there might be an outbreak of some form of disease. I'm not saying it's going to happen in Grenada, but the probability exists. The probability exists. Now, at the end of the day, if as a government, you can come together in the interest of people and say to the Grenadian people, or maybe to the kayaks, maybe not Grenadians, that listen, this is the decision that we are going to make. You cannot say as a government that, listen to me, that we are going to host, you don't must take the whole 500, you know. But I'm certain that there are persons within the realm that are really in need thereof. Maybe somebody with a grandparent, maybe somebody with a young baby or 2 other children. I mean, come on. You can do a nice little sifting and see who is really in need thereof. You can say to me that it is your understanding. Well, let me not just say, because I don't want them to go and say this is what was said on Prince program and the NNP boy program. You understand me? Let me see if I ensure that my fingers fall on it. The because I think I listened. I don't think he was obscene. Listen.
Okay, I was saying this is the building, this Chinese building, the government of China built for the people of Carriacou, and nothing much not to this building and them. The building is solid, everything okay with the building, and they don't want to give it out to nobody. They say, oh, they're waiting for current that the next years are hearing. But this place, there is no electricity in Carriacou. So how come I could be waiting for electricity to give the people and here no electricity nowhere in Carriacou on the island? And this building is working no generator. We all know that. So this is the Chinese building, this is the home, and they don't want to give it out. People come here, they run them. That's what they're doing, running. Now this man has seen the Prime Minister driving like high drive. Police like in front, flashing lights. Who cares if Dickon Mitchell or Dickon Mitchell come here? Nobody don't care about Dickon Mitchell. Because Dickon Mitchell don't care about nobody. And this is not nothing about politics. This is about get the people out of the street. 500 building could fit 500 building could fit 1,000 people inside it. And you have 1,000 people out on the street. That's what we're fighting for. Give them.
Now tell me, isn't this a clarion call? This is not clear enough. What are you talking about? You're waiting on current. The people are literally in shelters without current. There are people in Carriacou and there is no current and they're leaving. Because I think the notion that is being brought across is to simply have the persons housed to aid in the accommodation. This is all you're doing. This is all you're doing. Because you have them sitting there in those shelters, and there is more and more issues that would be arising. Now, it's to my understanding that right now there is excessive food in Carriacou. Don't be fooled. There is enough aid in Carriacou to help Grenada now. At this process, you could never tell me that the government is still considering or safeguarding the outlook of the building, or whether or not they're considering the monies of the persons who might be buying these homes. I mean, this stage, millions of aids are coming out from left, right, and center. Because if it is, you need to break down the amount of persons within those shelters. As I said, it will inculcate an issue even further than that is existing now. There are many persons there. As I said, I am certain there are young children that is there. So you deal with the young children, the elderlies. This is your main focus. The able-bodied men and women, well, I guess they could, as old people say, they could take the shifting. But you must be able to, at this stage, because might know all that is in shelters. Again, listen to me. Sometimes I'm wondering how these people are functioning. I can remember when I was old enough. I completed secondary school in 2004. Now, I remember directly after Ivan, about 2 days or so, I remember my father was one of the persons who went straight to Dr. Modest. Said to her, listen to me, Doc, the farmlands in those areas, to access the areas is really tight. And I could recall him coming back home and saying, Doc said to take 4 or 5 guys with you. Go in the gas station. Get whatever amount of gas that you have to get. Right? And take those persons. Make sure that they leave some form of information there. Be able to show your work and send the invoice to the parliamentary office. Stands taken by leaders. No wait on nobody. For days, my father, up to about Friday last, was waiting to have access to his land. And his thing was that he just need to get to the land to maybe bring down some produce. Because they are just going to stay up there and spoil. Because they fall. Right? A lot of these things did not happen. And then you hear Saturday, Saturday is volunteer day. Saturday is volunteer day. Everybody come out and let's clean together. But I am still grateful that even our political organization and our youth arm, I must extend the congratulations to our youth arm and the members of our youth arm, especially in the St. Patrick's West area, that came out and did what they have to do. Nobody took lead. Going to the different constituencies that was led by the present administration. Hear what happened in those areas. Nobody took lead because everybody afraid, they're timid. Nobody had the leadership qualities in them. Because in St. Mark's, their representation of the senator was in New York City. Believe it or not. The senator in St. Mark's was in New York City. I think he came in Wednesday when I was up there. I was on the ground before him. And lo and behold, being home the day after the hurricane, see some pictures come up with St. Mark's. Right? And the technical team of Dr. Modest, decided, well, okay, this is St. Mark's, so let us, let the persons know what happened in St. Mark's. And so they posted the 2 pictures on Dr. Modest's page as it relates to St. Mark's. Because as I say, it was directly thereafter. And what he was understood, that it was somebody working on the behalf of the senator in St. Mark's, took out some pictures. And so because they were being shared or used on Dr. Modest's page, a big brawl went around as it relates to pictures. You go in on all of them page. They could share everything. They know they in Karikou, they share picture of Karikou. Who take the picture in Karikou? They know they in Sotes, they have Sotes picture. They share all kind of thing on the page. But because of the political ignorance, or we would say in local terminology, the political dotishness, all kind of picture they share. They know they in Karikou, they share Karikou picture. They know they in St. Andrews, they share St. Andrews picture. But the picture shared by Dr. Modest on her page were taken by somebody who is affiliated with the senator in St. Mark's, and it was a big brawl. Dunceness. So she went on her own and she said, listen to me, take down the paper picture. And I like her for that. And I always love Dr. Modest for that. She tried to talk less and do more. She said, take it down. Let me take it down. And she went on her own and she took those pictures on her own. I wonder if that person calling for the program. She went along, takes she time, and she takes she pictures. And she posts she pictures. Nobody can tell her nothing now. She went out yesterday and she shared she hamper. What do you tell her now? Because you see, a few of them still trying to score political points. And you see, they're so politically dunce that they would use any and everything in the process thereof to gain a little name and fame. 20 plus years, 2 decades of a political stalwart of a woman. And they come and talk about 2 little picture on page. We take it down. And it goes to show, ladies and gentlemen, that when you heard things like this during the weather, you were not supposed to be surprised.
Hear what's happening in your area. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, good morning.
Welcome to the program. Where are you?
Alive.
Yes,
Mr.
you
Alive.
are. Where are you?
I'm in Belmont right now.
Okay, what's happening? Belmont in St. George's or in St. George or St. Patrick?
St. George.
Okay, what's happening in Belmont?
Well, you know, the rain's pouring, but I don't really think this hurricane is real, you know.
You don't think what?
I don't think this hurricane is real.
You don't think it's real?
No, I don't think it's real.
Why?
I think this is just a setup by Keith Mitchell at the NMP, you know, to win back power and, you know, to put a stigma on the Mitchell and
Caller, now is not the time for this. Come on, man. I mean, you're looking in the air. How Keith Mitchell and NMP has anything to do with what's happening with, you know, natural disasters? Come on, let's talk sense this morning, man. Come on, be real.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Listen to me. When I say to you guys that Dr. Mitchell would have gotten blamed for any and everything in Grenada, I thought it was a joke. When I tell all you that Dr. Mitchell and the past NNP administration was going to get blamed for anything that happened in Grenada, you all thought it was a joke? I'm happy that it happened like that. That is artificial intelligence. AI that do that. That is AI. All I thought was a joke. How many of you all are hearing this for the first time? How many of you guys that are here? Listen to me. When I heard this, my son, who's 14 years, was sitting by me. And he said to me, Daddy, that man's stupid. My 14-year-old son. No joke. I came to the living room about 2 days after. And I heard him listening it again. And he asked me the question again. My 14-year-old son. The level of political dunceness. This is a reflection, ladies and gentlemen. They could say what they want. Remember when many things were being said about the past administration and who was saying it? They were saying, oh, he's not affiliated with the NDC. Everything he said, and when he got blazing, the first thing they jump in on, oh, he not affiliated with, he's not part of the NDC. He's saying what he wants. Where is he now? Not on the same bandwagon, on the same train, wearing the same political hat. This is a reflection of them and their supporters. That is the levels they have gone to in terms of when something happens in this Grenada here, if it is not the MNP, then you have to be God. When something go wrong, is either God or the NNP. More so Keith Mitchell. So the sun too hot, Keith Mitchell. The rainfall, Keith Mitchell. Hurricane. Hurricane. The man couldn't even win the election, but he could get hurricane to come in Grenada. Oh my goodness. Now, listen to me. Listen to me, ladies. I'm sorry, I wonder where my African friend today. Where is my African friend? Where is my buddy? Hey, buddy, let me call my African friend. Let me see how far he is. Let me see if I could get my African friend to assist me this evening, because I feel... Where's my African friend? I'm not seeing him today. Where you run and hide? He just doing what he wants. My African friend normally assists me in moments like this, but I don't know. Today, like he running from me. Where is my African friend? I'm not seeing him. I don't know why. Where is he? Where is he? Where is my African friend? Oh my goodness. In all essence, where is he? Yeah, where is my buddy? Hey, come, buddy. Yes, let's have a laugh together.
God have mercy upon us.
Yes, that's my friend. Yes. Yeah. It doesn't get any worse than this. It does not. It doesn't get any worse than this. Ladies and gentlemen, St. Patrick's have really been affected also. And I don't know how many of you all have heard the reports coming out from the St. Patrick's area. Again, poor representation again. Well, it continues. The poor representation within the St. Patrick's area continues. Brother Bello, we call on you. Sister Pamela, or the St. Patrick's West team, team, we call on you. On the behalf of the New National Party. Let's continue to help our people. Because they're asking and they're not getting. They are asking and they're not getting. And my question is, ladies and gentlemen, what should be the focus right now? Running into office? Now, if you say to the persons or the constituency representatives or candidates within the areas that are not affected, fine. But this is a time where you should be going to these people's office and get them. The Prime Minister should say, don't come to work, don't come down in tongue at all unless I really need all you. That is what the Prime Minister should be telling discipline, because you don't what are you going to do. You should be putting your team together. You should be at the stage where you're putting your team together to see how best you can start the recovery process. They say, well, I'm seeing it. They say, imagine Brother Andy went to look for Brother Tillman. Let me say to you, you see, sometimes people know how to speak direct words. People know how to speak direct words. Because after the expression, you see the sentiment show by the wife of Brother Tillman, you could tell yourself something to write. Because if you could move people to hug one of your husband's biggest rival, that in itself should tell you something. Yeah? So, we know definitely that the PM too high up there to go and look for his past prime minister. He too big up there. For he to meet Tilly has to be in Dubai. He can say in Grenada and expect they can come and look for him. That joke. He maybe had to promise to give him something for some party here coming up. Maybe he had to give him a goat. Because he wouldn't go. The people of St. Patrick's were affected in the same manner, ladies and gentlemen. They were affected, maybe not in the level of devastation that we're seeing in Carriacou and Petite Martinique, but St. Patrick's do need urgent attention. Right? And it is one of the areas where we believe that we would find the average to lower class of people. Right? We know there are persons there that may be just a little bit over the poverty line or maybe even below. Right? So I believe that the authorities need to play a pivotal role in this process in St. Patrick's and St. Mark's to a certain extent. And it brings my conversation to GCA and GCNA. The past administration give all you enough pull out. When your all backs was against the wall, the past administration assisted you all ever so often in many ways. In many ways. And at this stage, again, we have seen a significant destruction to farmers within the cocoa and nutmeg industry, GCNA and GCA. Even if we was at 70% prior Ivan, remember Ivan brought us down to almost zero. Through the hard-working farmers throughout the length and breadth of Grenada, they might have brought us up back to maybe about 40, 45 and was significantly rising. Guess what? A lot of them has gone back down again to 10% and under or even less. There is a lot of aid coming out for a lot of people. Remember, the farmers of this nation has children, they have family, they have a livelihood. Their life did not end. They too need very urgent assistance. And I'm making that clarion call on the behalf of the farmers of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. We know prior already studying them. And to the many of them, the cocoa and the nutmeg would have assisted them because all you do what all you want with marketing board. But at this stage, we're asking you please to pay significant attention to our farmers of this nation. Because there are many of them that at this stage are saying, I am not going back, I'm done. Because if Ivan did that to me, then Emily came and gave him a little bit in, and here comes Sister Beryl. So one, we need something to keep them up there, so substantiate a bit for the damages. Maybe, as I said, you find out who persons that are owners of land, you know, if they get 5, 10 men to work with them, and you say, well, okay, every time, if it's at 10 days or 15 days, you pay them a little something to help pay the workers and things, we can go along with that. At the end of the day, yes, we know definitely it may not have been as to the nutmeg and the cocoa that was giving them the grants, but however, you want to be able to keep the food on the table for the farmers of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. I am saying to you, especially to the western side of the island, St. Patrick's, St. Mark's, going over to Maryborough and all those areas and in there. those are an area where we know there is a very high density of farmers and their produce were destroyed. And I'm speaking, as I said, directly to GCA and GCNA. I could recall, as I said, the past administration giving all you a lot of help, a lot of pullout. A lot of pullout. So we're not giving them the task if they don't want to help all you this time. But as I said, I remember the past administration doing an excellent job behind the curtains to ensure that our farmer folks within the nutmeg and cocoa industry were helped by the GCA and GCNA. Now we have the cocoa, we have the chocolate factory and other things I know that might be able to help the GCA. I get big already. So I'm not talking here on the behalf of my father. Right? But he's a farmer who loves that level of farming also. And I know sometimes to give him a little $50, he don't sell you, watch me, better you hold your money. He like to have your own money in his pocket. So even if you may say, oh, there, a lot of auditors look at family members and say, oh, they have family overseas and they have, he has some older folks that like to ensure that they can be able to feed themselves, because that's how they grow, always being able to get up and get. They always like to get up and get. So sometimes the older folks, especially farmers, they like to be able to get up and do their own stuff, right? So we're employing that to ensure that the development, and as I say, I'm speaking to GCA and GCNA. Don't take me word and run with it. Ensure our farmers of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique needs are met in the same light as all the other places have been affected. So too, there are folks who livelihood was to put a little food on the table through farming, and so they too would need to be paid attention to. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I pray God that with all that has been said today, all that have been mentioned, we go jump into this comment section. Right? Somebody saying in the comment section, because I know there are people that want to say certain things. They say, Mr. Royalty James, another thing happened in the shade of darkness in the appointment of the new GIS director. So as it seems, there is a new certain job you don't have to be qualified for, just a party lackery. Now, that was brought to my attention in recent days, ladies and gentlemen. That's one of the things I like my classroom for. Eh? Thanks. Now, how much work this guy have? Even may say it in local parlance. How much place he work in? Because I knew that he had a role within in one of the ministries, and he was on about 4 to 5 other little boards. He was on the independence committee. He was something on some committee, and now to my understanding that Orlando have a next job. So I am trying to understand, and it goes back to the question asked earlier on, like Brother Ron's position. What's your qualification to be part of this? I am of the belief that all that needs to qualify you within this administration is just to be a NDC. Know where you work, what you're certified in doing, what school you went to, what level of education you've reached. I believe once you is an NDC, it qualifies you for some position within the government. Because I need to understand this thing. You guys are kicksy. Let me go over to the YouTube page and see what is it. Somebody say Tevin on air saying people need to follow the rules because of the disaster. But it was Tevin who told kayaks to break COVID rules and go to St. Vincent and get food. People have information. No? They say, imagine in a disaster where 99% of the housing got destroyed, and yet they're talking about buying houses. Open the houses so kayaks can go and shelter themselves. This is simple. No. Sorry, my bad. Yes, it's not Orlando. It's Jason Phillip. Yes, sorry. But Orlando has a new job too. I think that is why my mind reflected on this. I think Orlando has a brand new job also. Somebody saying Deacon, and I wouldn't say that, but that's the choice. That's the choice to word of the person in the comment section. They said Deacon hate Tillman so much. He deliberately promoted Maurice Bishop to antagonize Tillman, knowing the trauma Tillman suffered under Bishop. Oh, gee. I don't know, say taking good. I don't know, say taking good. Papa. Somebody saying, good afternoon, Principal. Very happy to see you reopen school. Thanks for Dr. Mitchell. People don't sit down and talk about Doc is very important. If they don't talk about him, they can feel like if they dead. Yeah, my correction. Not Orlando is the director, but Jason Phillip. Right? Jason Phillip. That's the person's name. But as I said, I think there was a new position that was also given to Orlando. I think there was this position that was given to him in recent days. Right? So, correction. It is Jason Phillip that has that position. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, if not more in the comment section, we tried our best to, and for the next 2 days, we're going to stay in communication. Definitely will be in communication with you guys. And I know next week, please the Lord, I have some news to give you guys. So, let me just run into the comment section and, into the advertising section and just get back to you guys as it relates to that information. Right? Don't forget on August 24th from 12 to 7, there would be a crunch for kids that will be held in the Simone's Restaurant Bar and Lounge. That would be located in Simone's. It is only $85. It is on the 24th starting from 12 midday and ends at 7 p.m. All right? It will be an inclusive event with brunch and kiddies, best dress, face painting, games and giveaways would also be a part of this. For those of you who are not aware as yet, the bingo that was carded for Sunday coming at the Progress Park in St. Andrews, it has been postponed. So stay tuned as it relates to a next date that will be given. To the persons out there in the diaspora also, the town hall meeting that was carded for this Sunday also has been postponed, so be informed as it relates to that. All right. Trendy Nails and Lush, the pedicure course is still on September 7th and 8th, 2024. You can book now. It's only $500. Pedicure kits are involved. 50% deposit to register. 2 days of training. Limited spots are available. All right. You can contact 449-9707 for more details. All right. Don't forget to also you can check out Big Joe International. They present a grand raffle on Sunday the 30th of November. You can win yourself one scooter or a 50-inch TV. Tickets are only $10. You can get your books for 10 pages for $90. All right. So that's a deal right there. So check out that raffle. All right. Don't be afraid to be a part of this one. All right. And then this right here, ladies and gentlemen.
The New National Party New York Support Group invites you to an exquisite evening of elegance, a formal and all-inclusive affair, Saturday, July 13, 2024, 9 in the evening. Music by DJ Jude and DJ Small Clothes. Tickets $100. Experience delightful entertainment, fine dining, graceful dancing, and lively auction, all at the Legacy Loft, 9302 Ditmas Avenue, Brooklyn, New York 11236. Former Grenada Prime Minister and NNP political leader of His Majesty's opposition, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, will be the guest of honor, accompanied by Dwight Horsford, MPs Emmeline Pear and Peter David, and Senator Norland Cox. An evening you will forever remember. Contact Cathy 347-262-6818. Wendy 917-602-1476. Aisha 917-520-3164. PD 917-642-7187. Or Sharon 862-234-0879. The New National Party, the pride of Grenada.
So yes, ladies and gentlemen, so don't forget this weekend is an elegant weekend. Very, very elegant. How many persons on the page right now that are listening in from New York? If you're listening from New York right now, just hit some likes on the page right now. If you're listening from New York, or even if you're on my YouTube page, just hit I'm here or I'm listening, something. How many persons are listening from New York right now? Yeah, you have people in New York. Wow. We have people from New York that are tuning in. So New York, remember I told you guys if you behave really good, that something exquisite is going to happen for you guys? Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? At this wonderful event on Saturday night, I know the guest of honor, definitely our political leader, is going to be there. Yeah. But guess what, New York? I will be making my first trip to New York on Saturday. Well, actually, I'll be arriving in New York on Friday evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, from New York, it is with extreme pleasure that I say to you guys, I will be at the event on Saturday night. So to the persons here in Grenada, I must let you guys know that next week, please the Lord, there won't be any class from Monday to Wednesday because I would be meeting with my friends and family out there in New York. So New York City, I will be with you guys come this weekend at the wonderful event that will be held out there in New York. And it is not boasting, but I'm excited to meet some of you guys. I know I said to you guys that if you guys is on you all are on your best behavior, that I would have been to New York, all right? So at this event, we want everybody to come out for that event. As I said, I'll be up from since Friday. So even if you want to meet me on Friday, we can meet on Friday, right? But on Saturday, however, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the exquisite event, an evening of elegance. The opportunity will be given to meet your guest of honor or political leader and the past Prime Minister, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Claudius Mitchell. And then the opportunity is given to meet the guy that you all have been seeing on your TV and whatever screen that you've been listening from. We would get the opportunity to maybe shake hand. You don't have to pay to see me. You know, I am the easiest person to see. You have to pay nothing to see me, right? There would be no costing seeing me. It would just be a favor of love, a flavor of love, not favor, but a flavor of love when I meet some of all. Don't forget to hug me up. I'm very huggable. So New York City, are going to be seeing over the weekend. Again, let me just start by saying from the start of this week that there will be no class in session program from Monday to Wednesday of next week. However, New York, we're going to go live, right? How many persons with the New York people? We're going live in New York. I mean, even if we're not here, but I mean, when I'm in Grenada, I'm going live. So why when I'm in New York, I cannot go live for the people in New York, right? So we are going to be in New York this weekend, right? We're going to set up. We're going to have a wonderful time. You understand me? Somebody's saying they hope so. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Right? So this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a wonderful evening. Many persons, you can still go get your tickets, right? You can check out the numbers that was just given. You can check out Kati, you can check out PD, or you can check out Cheyenne, or you can check out Aisha. All right, there are still tickets that are available. Contact those numbers. I know some of us didn't plan to go, but no, I don't know are coming, or they will come, right? Yeah, so it's going to be a wonderful evening, right? So go get your tickets right now. Go get your tickets right now. All those saying they're looking forward to seeing me, go get your tickets. That is what we're pushing this evening. Go get your tickets by tomorrow or in the classroom. I want to see you post your tickets. Somebody's saying, I'm in Baltimore, but I will drive to the event. Oh, lovely. So we have somebody that is willing to drive to the event, right? If you're in Canada, don't fret. Book your ticket and come across. It's not going to take long. Just book your ticket, come across. We're going to meet, we're going to bounce, we're going to drink in a glass. You understand? Somebody say, I wouldn't say who say it, but somebody say I hard work, but I calling it off. Yeah? So ladies and gentlemen, this weekend, I am going to be there, yeah. It's not a guess, you know. Tickets booked already, accommodations are ready, you know, the people are ready, and we're going to have a wonderful time. Yeah? So New York, you're going to see me this weekend. I did promise last year that I would make it in all my efforts to have been to New York, and by God's grace, He have granted me such an opportunity. And then He gave me people like you guys who loves to be a part of this evening's program and all the other programs that have been aired. All right, so we are going to see. Have yourself a wonderful evening. Don't forget the people in New York. Go get your tickets right now. Don't miss that opportunity in seeing my face for free. And nobody had to pay nobody to see me. Yeah? It is for free. So go get your tickets right now and let's be a part of a wonderful evening. Somebody say, let me go and call PDA. Call whatever number you can call right now. Call whatever. Wednesday evening, we are going to do the evening of the program. We're going to do an exclusive so that you can call and get your tickets. Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure again. God's blessings that got me here. God's blessing is going to keep you and your family together. To the persons of Carrico and PD Modnick, to the persons that are making the donations, all right, continue to do your work and do it well. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, just before we go to the many persons that might still be here, Grenlec, commendation to the men and women at the Grenlec Grenada. You know, when we're ready, we discuss them. But they have been doing an exemplary work, and so we want to extend that love to them. There is a young man too, I think is Simone something on, I'm seeing him, bigging him up on Facebook during the hurricane, Nazim Benjamin, on the information that was being disseminated. There's a lot of people who propelled and made you enjoyed the information that was being disseminated. So we're going to take our time off maybe tomorrow, and the names that you could remember, give them a round of applause. All right? Give them a round of applause. Whoever you are, wherever you are, take a bow. Right? The rebuilding process, it requires all of us. And so if government has to come up, then they have to ensure that the resilience of our people are going to be what they would have to come up with. All right? You're going to see that people are going to work hard to ensure that their friends and family get to where they were. And we will need that helping hand from all and sundry, especially the persons in authority. All right? So God's blessings to each and every one of you. We will see you again tomorrow. This is the end of this evening class in session program. I am your host, Royalty James, for another wonderful evening. God's blessings to each and every one of you.
Traditions. It is amazing how throughout the years the culture has evolved, and today we see most kayaks are involved. From the building of a tomb to the gathering from a room, you hear the sweet sound of the drums and the songs that go on. Anancio, Anancio, sorry baba, Anancio, sorry baba, Anancio, sorry baba, Anancio, Anancio, sorry baba, Anancio, sorry. from forest captives, Africans. The total and the struggle hard to pass the culture on, and it fell within the grasp of global hands. Sugar Adams and MC, Puffalong and Prince Lawrence, see them again, Free and Lucian, these names have to live on. Anancio, sorry Baba, 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 Anancio, sorry Baba. Of the dancers as they perform, when they dance to the beat of chromantic song. The frills, the glare, the glamour, and the move that they portray spark an undivided interest all the way. With new dancers like Jella, LV and Patricia, as soon as they enter in the ring, the whole crowd just start to sing and take a show.